By the time episode 8 reaches its peak, Carter is no longer just a background figure on the ranch. He is becoming part of the structure that holds everything together. Even if he does not fully realize it yet, his presence matters more than ever. Because in a war like this, every person counts. And every choice matters. The preview builds toward a powerful shift, Carter stepping out of innocence and into responsibility. Not because he wants to, but because the world around him demands it. And once that shift happens, there is no going back. Dutton Ranch Season 1 Episode 8 could be the moment Carter's journey truly begins, as he steps into a role that forces him to grow, adapt, and become part of the fight for Rio Paloma in ways he never imagined. The tension surrounding Rio Paloma has been building for weeks, but in Dutton Ranch Season 1 Episode 8, everything converges toward one unavoidable moment, the final showdown. There are no more warnings. No more negotiations. No more attempts to avoid conflict. The lines have already been crossed, and both sides now understand that only one will walk away from this fight with control of the ranch. Rip Wheeler and Beth Dutton have faced many enemies before, but this time feels different. The pressure is not just external, it is personal. Every decision made up to this point has led them here, to a moment where survival depends on action, not strategy alone. The enemy, led by Beulah Jackson's influence, has made their intentions clear. Rio Paloma is the target, and everything else has been preparation for this confrontation. What once looked like a quiet power struggle has now escalated into a direct battle for dominance. Rip knows what is coming. He has always understood that when threats reach a certain point, they cannot be contained, they must be met head-on. But even for him, the scale of this conflict is different. This is not just a fight for land. It is a fight for everything he and Beth have built together. Beth, on the other hand, sees the final showdown as something even more complex. For her, this is not only about force, but about timing, truth, and precision. She understands that the outcome will depend not just on strength, but on who makes the first correct move when everything is on the line. As the confrontation approaches, the ranch becomes a pressure point. Every person inside Rio Paloma feels the weight of what is about to happen. Carter, the ranch hands, and everyone connected to the Duttons sense that something irreversible is coming. Trust becomes fragile. Silence becomes heavy. Every sound feels like a signal that the moment is near. The final showdown is not just a physical clash, it is the result of every hidden move, every secret decision, and every buried conflict finally surfacing at once. Nothing remains in the background anymore. Everything is now in the open. Rip prepares the ranch like a man who understands there may be no second chance. Beth prepares like someone who already knows that survival will require more than instinct. Together, they represent two sides of the same fight, strength and strategy working toward the same goal. But even unity does not guarantee victory. Because the enemy is prepared too. And they believe this is their moment to take everything. When the final confrontation begins, it is not gradual. It is immediate. The tension that has been building finally breaks, and every choice made in that moment will decide the future of Rio Paloma. There will be no turning back. No pause. No escape from the consequences. The showdown forces everyone into their true roles. Rip as the protector. Beth as the strategist. Carter as the witness to what survival really looks like when everything is on the line. And in the middle of it all, the question remains, who is truly in control? Because in the world of the Duttons, victory is never clean, and survival always comes at a cost. Dutton Ranch Season 1 Episode 8 could be the episode where everything is decided, as the final showdown begins and the fate of Rio Paloma is settled once and for all. As the dust begins to settle over Rio Paloma, nothing is truly over. In Dutton Ranch Season 1 Episode 8, the final showdown does not just close a chapter, it opens a deeper, more dangerous one. What Rip Wheeler, Beth Dutton, and their allies have just survived may only be the beginning of a larger conflict they did not fully understand until now. The battle has left scars across the ranch. Silence returns, but it is not peace. It is the uneasy quiet that follows something irreversible. Every corner of Rio Paloma feels different now, as if the land itself has been changed by what just happened. Rip stands at the center of it all, carrying the weight of decisions that cannot be undone. He has fought many battles in his life, but this one feels heavier. Not because of how it ended, but because of what it revealed. Some enemies fall, but others leave behind questions that do not disappear. Beth, meanwhile, is already thinking ahead. For her, survival is never the end, it is the beginning of preparation for the next move. Even in victory, she senses that the truth behind everything has not fully surfaced. Something still lingers beneath the surface of the war, something that was not exposed in the final confrontation. Carter watches the aftermath differently. For him, this is no longer just about ranch life or learning the ropes. He has now seen what real conflict looks like, the cost of loyalty, the weight of protection, and the reality of what it means to stand beside the Duttons. What he witnessed will stay with him long after the dust settles. But the most unsettling part is that the final showdown may not have truly ended anything. In the world of Rio Paloma, power does not disappear, it shifts. And every shift creates space for something new to rise. Beulah Jackson's influence may not be fully gone. Her plan may have only been partially revealed. And even in defeat, her presence could still be shaping events behind the scenes in ways no one yet understands. Rip knows better than anyone that silence after a war is never permanent. It is only the space between what just ended and what is about to begin. And in that silence, new threats are already forming. Beth feels it too. The sense that this was not the end of the story, but only a turning point. Whatever comes next will not be easier. It will likely be more complicated, more personal, and more dangerous than what they just survived. The ranch stands, but it is not untouched. Relationships have shifted. Trust has been tested. And the future of Rio Paloma now carries a weight it did not have before. As the episode closes, one final truth becomes clear: survival is not the same as safety. Winning one battle does not guarantee peace. It only guarantees that you are still in the fight. And in the world of the Duttons, the fight is never truly over. Dutton Ranch Season 1 Episode 8 ends not with peace, but with a warning: the war may be finished for now, but what comes next could be even more dangerous than what they just survived. The rivalry with Beulah Jackson also raises questions about who can truly be trusted. Alliances may shift, secrets may be exposed, and characters who seemed loyal could reveal their true intentions. In the Dutton universe, every friendship comes with a price, and every enemy has a reason for fighting. Episode 8 promises a major turning point as the war for Rio Paloma officially begins. The peaceful future Rip and Beth wanted is replaced by a battle for survival. The ranch becomes a battlefield, and every decision could determine who walks away. As tensions rise, the final showdown appears closer than ever. Rip's strength, Beth's strategy, and the loyalty of their family will all be tested. The question is no longer whether the Duttons are ready for war, the question is how far they are willing to go to win. Dutton Ranch Episode 8 could be the episode where everything changes. The enemies are closer, the stakes are higher, and the fight for Rio Paloma may decide the future of the entire ranch. The battle lines have been drawn, the secrets are coming to light, and the future of Rio Paloma hangs in the balance. After everything Rip Wheeler and Beth Dutton have fought for, Episode 8 of Dutton Ranch looks set to deliver the most intense chapter yet. The dream of building a new life in Texas is being tested by enemies who are determined to take everything away from them. What began as a struggle for land and control has now become something much more personal. The Duttons are no longer simply defending a ranch, they are fighting for their family, their legacy, and the future